Yay Media Group.
I don't like seeing myself on television or on the podcast. Like watching this, I like cringe. I don't like seeing it at all. Hey guys, episode 248. Don't mind my pants if you're watching. I know I look like Beetlejuice.
Did you know I was going to say that?
Oh, because I knew you were going to say something.
I was going to open with Beetlejuice.
Oh, I love these pants. They're so comfortable. And I got my Morgan Wallen shirt. He's coming this weekend to Denver. We're going to miss it. I kept asking everybody today. I was like, who do you think Morgan Wallen's going to walk out with? You know, he always walks out with someone.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, who's the person in Denver? And I said either Peyton Manning. You said Bo Nix.
Right, because it's at where the Denver Broncos play, the stadium.
And I was thinking like Sean Payton or Joker from the Nuggets.
He's already
in.
He's riding a pony somewhere, drinking beers. He's gone.
That guy makes me laugh.
Once they're out, it's over.
Yeah.
So done. He's gone. But I was thinking Bo Nix, but I just had a shoot at Empower Field. That's where the Broncos play yesterday. And we were doing this 505 Southwestern, that salsa, you know? Anyways, salsa or salsa? We said that last time. But it was cool. They had the Broncos mascot Miles there and some cheerleaders, and we were filming. And then while we were filming, we were right in front of the stadium, and all these semis came out, like 6 or 7. And they were all Morgan Wallen trucks.
Really?
It said Morgan Wallen on the side.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, man, I knew he was big, but I was like,
oh, he's huge.
That's like, he's on almost Taylor Swift's on her own level. But I mean, that was like a big, I didn't know that many trucks came for a concert. So while we were filming, the trucks kept coming in and out. So he's going to be here. Actually, today is Thursday. We leave for our vacation tomorrow. He plays tomorrow and Saturday night. Yeah.
And one thing that I love is, you know, like I don't know how many years ago they tried to cancel him and everything. And now it made him even more popular.
Yeah.
And now he's blown up. The kids love him. All the younger kids. I remember that time everybody had like a mullet.
Yeah.
From him. I don't know. I like him. I think he's a good country singer. I think he's good. I love Ella Langley. I think she's so cute. You don't even know who she is.
Is she with him or something?
Yeah, she's open. I think she's the opener.
Oh, really?
She's so cute. She's got bangs. She was at Stagecoach. Dagmara saw her at Stagecoach, and I don't know. I love like her voice, and I listen to a lot of her stuff lately.
Nice. Yeah. So like I said, we had a busy week this week.
I think this was the busiest week we've ever had.
I don't know about ever, but it was a busy week, and we're winding it down. So we're going to start doing a podcast, get this out there. So you guys are going to be listening to this on Monday, and we'll be boarding a cruise ship when you're listening to this. So that'll be nice, but it'll be nice. We worked hard. I don't know. Instead of just drinking for no reason, I love like crushing it to the week, getting my workouts done, getting my work done, going to bed because I'm so tired, like exhausted, waking up, crushing it. And then the weekend comes and I don't feel guilty about enjoying myself a little bit.
I know. I almost kind of want to make myself a margarita just to be like, school just got let out today. There's so many parties going on. I said this before. I never want to be invited. I want to be that person that's left out. Like, I don't want any plans. And there's parties going on in our neighborhood. And I kind of feel like I have FOMO tonight because I want to kind of, I don't know, just to celebrate like, okay, this was like a great school year. The boys did really good. I love all the teachers, everybody. I don't know, just to celebrate them.
Why don't you just cruise down there when we're done with this?
No, because now after this, I'm not even done. I've got the boys packed. I don't even have myself packed, which won't take long, but there's no point. I'd rather just sit in the driveway by myself and have a drink and then just like sit
by yourself.
Like sit in the driveway by myself and just relax. The sun's going down, watch the sun, and then just chill. I think I'm going to be overexhausted, and then I'm going to get excited because I'm going to be with other people, and then I'll have more drinks, and then tomorrow I'll be hungover, and then I'll have anxiety because I'm getting on a plane.
Well, dude, what happened to you in the last 10 minutes? You just turned.
What do you mean?
You put on your Beetlejuice pants and you got an attitude.
An attitude? That wasn't an attitude. How do I have an attitude?
I don't know. You're like snickering. I know your movements.
That was
sit outside by yourself. When does that ever happen? You go outside and you're going to start a party in our cul-de-sac.
No, I'm not. Because all the neighbors are probably out doing their thing right now. Everybody's
go outside
jamming.
for 10 minutes and hold a drink in your hand and see what happens.
Mark will be the first one.
It's
out.
like whatever. What is an example?
I know. I was thinking
Like
about it. 7
bees
days
to honey.
without the neighbors, I'm going to be sad.
You could FaceTime them and you're going to be on a cruise with your kids. Maybe you should focus on that.
I'm joking. Okay, so I asked on my Instagram for some questions for everybody to send in. Jeff and I are going to do a 2-parter on this and answer all of your questions. And then Togethermess, Instagram, they got questions. So we're just going to get started on some of them. There are a lot of good questions. The ones that were sent on Togethermess were really good, like new ones that I haven't heard before. The ones on mine, a lot of people always love asking Big Brother questions.
Which is around the corner. So people are getting excited
I'll
for
bounce back and forth, and so yeah, let's.
Are you holding it down? You're going to run this session?
Don't I normally?
See, that was an attitude.
No, it wasn't. Why do you think I have a
All right, I'm going to
attitude?
make you a margarita.
First one, we'll just start with this. If you won the $10 million tomorrow, what exactly would you do with the money? So if I won $10 million tomorrow, well, the IRS is going to take a lot. So I would give the kids already their money. I would have their college money. I would have their money for after college. I wouldn't spend it on dumb things, on like materialistic things. It would be more so like prepping my kids up for success.
If I want to what?
If you won the $10 million tomorrow, what exactly would you do with the money?
Oh, wow.
I would just prep, like I said, how much was the IRS going to take? Like $4 million of it, probably.
Yeah. I would talk to a financial advisor. I've been seeing a lot of things like putting your money in, if you have a lot of money, like putting it into a trust and things like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know how all that works or what they mean on Instagram, but I would invest a lot of it. I wouldn't just go blow it on a new car or something.
No.
I probably would maybe get a toy or something like a boat to go fishing, but I would invest all that so I don't have to worry about the future, because $10 million in the end, you're going to get 5. And then
it goes
by the time
fast.
Inflation now, how much is college going to be?
It's summertime and we are heading on a trip and we are taking our AG1 with us.
That's right. We're bringing our travel packets. I bring them everywhere. I was just at work the other day. One of the sales guy goes, I'm feeling run down. And I legit, this is a true story. And I go, did you ever try AG1? And he goes, no, what's AG1? And I go, listen, I swear by it. Me and my wife take it every day. I had my travel packs in my desk at work. And I go, hey, buddy, take one of these. Let me know how you feel, And he's like, thank you so much. I'm like, they come in all the flavors, berry, citrus, tropical, whatever you want. If you like that, or if you don't like that flavor, they have flavored ones. I'm like, put some drops of D3K2 in there. And he's like, wow, you're like a doctor. I'm like, I'm not a doctor, man. I'm like, I just take my AG1. I swear by it. And he's like, thank you so much. So if you think we just talk about this on our podcast, it happens in our daily life too.
Well, when you believe in something and you really like it, you try to get everybody on board, and we try to get everybody on the AG1 train. It's great to incorporate in your daily life. It's easy. Do it every morning when you wake up. Take it with you if you're on the go, or not. Take it like a quick shot, morning shot.
That's what I do.
And go and run out the door. And then you get your vitamins. You're energized. You feel good. It's good for your gut health.
Yeah. And I mean, everyone's going to be out and about. Summertime's here, chasing their kids around. It's hot outside, and it's so important that you get all your vitamins. And I love AG1 because they're always trying to improve their formula. It's already good, but they're still working on formula that's better. And that's why we swear by our AG1.
Visit drinkag1.com/togetherness to get a free morning person hat and a free AG1 flavor sampler in your welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription, an $82 value. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness.
You'll thank us later.
So one of my friends told me, her financial advisor told me, and in the comments, if I'm wrong, right, because if you have kids in college, tell me. And I guess it depends on where you go to college if your kids are out of state. She said her financial advisor said to expect to pay $500,000 for each kid.
Right. So that's $1 million.
$1 million.
Right.
So that's $1 million. So that's what
4.
I was saying with the money. I would do pretty much, I would just invest and set my kids up for success, because that's all I care about, because you and I are fine. I just want my kids set up for success where they are on the right foot.
Yeah. Because money makes money, you know, like you have to have money to make money in those investments. I mean, whatever you put in, you're going to make a little bit depending on your risk. I sound really old and boring, but I'm starting to get more responsible in my old age.
Jeff talked to a financial advisor and it makes me laugh. So like our tax guy is Italian because you trust the Italians. Financial advisor, an Italian from New York, because everybody's got to be Italian.
I don't know if he's Italian.
Yes,
he's from New York. He's Italian.
Said he's Italian.
I did?
Yes.
He was my dad's financial advisor, so I didn't pick him.
Oh, but well, it's funny.
Actually, when I think of his last name, he is Italian. Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody in Jeff's circle, it's no, you only trust the Italians.
But people, you know, like, I don't know, people think that's like a stigma or something, but I think that's just like natural. You know, it's not like I'm not 100% Italian, like, or anything, but I think a lot of communities stick with their community, no matter what you are. You know what I mean? I think a lot of communities stick together like that, or cultures stick together like that. I don't think it's like, you know, it's not a racial thing or anything. I just think people feel more comfortable with their own people. Do you know what I mean?
Like my lady that did my taxes for Big Brother, I think she's retired now. She, I think, used to work for the IRS or did something with the IRS. She was so smart, so quick. She would give me like this whole binder with everything. And I loved her. And she dealt with businesses that were like multi-million-dollar businesses. And I always felt so comfortable with her doing my taxes, because with Big Brother, as soon as like I had that $500,000, she already told me, this is what you need to take out. This is what you need to sit. And I remember everybody, because I was like 22 years old, was like, do not spend that money. Take it out and make sure everybody, I think, thought I was going to spend it. I'm like, I'm not that dumb. I'm not going to do that. And even when Big Brother, like the executive producers, when I was sitting down, I remember they go, listen, that you are responsible for the taxes. And everybody kept telling me that, I think because I was so young.
Yeah.
And they were worried, but I wish I like your tax guy, but I loved her and she was just so good to me. And like, even when we were living in LA, I always felt bad because I was calling her and I was still having her do my taxes when in LA, but I knew nothing was going to be wrong with her, you know?
Yeah. What's that? You know, I was thinking of what's that show that we watch? The Mormons, right? Don't they like just do business within themselves?
Oh yeah, Mormons do.
Right? They kind of stick, and I heard it's like, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I heard like in Utah, like if you're not Mormon, it's like you got to be in with the community to like do business with them.
I didn't even know what a Mormon was.
I'm still learning, and I don't know if that's 100% true. That's what I saw, but that's what I meant by that comment.
They're all successful, all of them. And then somebody else wrote, just because we're talking about. Somebody asked like lottery and winning and things like that. Somebody asked me what I do with my house in North Carolina. I'm just following along with it. My house in North Carolina is a rental now. So I rent that out and just another stream of income. But I'm, you know, there are horror stories you hear about people like that can be squatters. That's scary to me. You can't kick them out. I had someone I know had to drive back to her state, get an attorney to kick someone out because they would not leave their place. That's crazy.
That is crazy. And that they let them stay there. That's insane.
Yes. Do you ever listen back to your old podcast episodes? I never do.
No, we haven't even watched our old season of Big Brother. I mean, I think we've said that a bunch of times, but we're planning on kind of doing something like that, but we've never went back. I'm not big on watching myself back, even though I do believe, and I have watched myself back. It is a good learning tool. And like, if you listen to a podcast back, I'm sure a couple times, you'll be like, oh, why do I do that? Or why do I have that tick? Or why do I always say that? Or why do I repeat myself? Whatever it is, everyone's got like little something, idiosyncrasies that you wish you don't have. And when I watch myself back on like TV on a show I did, even though it's funny or something, I'm like, why did I do that? But so you do learn, but you got to be able to criticize yourself.
I don't like seeing myself on television or on the podcast. Like watching this, I like cringe. I don't like seeing it at all.
Yeah.
I don't like hearing my voice. My voice sounds so annoying. It doesn't sound as annoying as it did when I was younger, but it sounds very annoying. And I also notice, and I tried not to, it's just a habit. I always say, or like, and I try not to do that, but it's so hard not to do it.
But if you watch yourself back, that'll help with that stuff, even though it's like, I think my own internal criticism is worse than anyone else's criticism.
Right.
So it's like I beat myself up more with my own rather than someone, what's up, jerk? Or
I'm like, ew, look at your arms. You look so gross. And that's kind of like what I do. I'm like, God, like I'll probably look back at this and be like, oh my God, those pants.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I could have told you that before we started.
Are you staying in Colorado? Are we staying in Colorado, Lawson? Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. That's part of the dilemma. It's not a problem because it's a dilemma. And I've mentioned this before too. It's just my kids are so ingrained here. I love it so much here. We have such great neighbors and community here. We've been here almost 10 years now.
Okay, it's officially summer and we are always on a strict routine. And right now, our routine is just going to be blown up.
That's right. But Hungry Root is going to make it easier for all of us. I'm at work all day. Jordan's going to be chasing around the kids all day. Nobody has time to run to the grocery store. Although I love to cook, but I like to cook certain items because I love a high protein diet. That's what I'm on right now.
That's what I was going to say. I love high protein. I love that you can meal prep during the week and it helps you stay on track to meet your health goals that you're trying to stick to.
And what I love about Hungry Root is they have over 50,000 chef crafted recipes. And when you go onto their website, it kind of learns what you like and it curates to your own algorithm in a positive way. And it gives you foods that you like that you maybe never tried before.
And we try to have them eat a little bit healthier. And that's why Hungry Root is so great too, because we can stick with that with our kids without them eating fast food all the time because we have that meal prep during the week and it's delivered fresh to your door.
Like Jordan said, we're trying to feed our kids better, and Hungry Root holds all of its food to higher standards. They screen out over 200 additives, including high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. We want to keep those out of our kids' bodies.
Hungry Root plans your meals for the week, filling your cart and delivering everything you need right to your door. Eat healthy every day. Hungry Root takes into account your health goals, dietary preferences, and budget to create a custom delivery for you each week. And Hungry Root learns your taste and dietary needs over time and tailors your deliveries accordingly. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/togetherness and use code Togethermess. That's hungryroot.com/togetherness, code Togethermess to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. That's hungryroot.com/togetherness.
We've been here almost 10 years now.
I know. I really do love it. I don't see myself, only way I see myself like going back to North Carolina is to have a beach house. But I don't even go back to my house. I know it's like a rental, but sometimes I'm like, I need to go back and check on it. And I feel like I started a new life. and my life's not in North Carolina anymore. My life is here, and my kids are so happy here. I love their school. That's so important. I'm like, what if we moved, and like, what if we hated our neighbors? What if they got picked on a new school? What if the teachers weren't as good? Like, I just think about all that stuff. And I know I can't stand when people tell me. I remember after you lost your job for Daily Blast Live, this mom told me, I got so pissed off. I was like, I wanted to tell her off. She was like, oh, your kids are resilient. You'll be fine. Like everywhere you move. And I remember being like, that's not what I want to hear right now. What I want to hear is like encouragement. And I don't want it. That to me came across as negative, and that was like fresh, like right when you found out you lost your job. And I remember I got like really mad at her for saying that to me. And I just, I don't know. It right now, as of right now, where we are in our life, it just feels right. I feel like if we got up and left, I can feel it like inside when I think about leaving, it's the wrong choice.
We're just very lucky here. Not everything's about money, but if the right opportunity presented itself, obviously
Jeff's going to go.
I'd be open to it, right? But it'd have to be the right opportunity. I have no desire to go back to California anymore. We're way outside Denver. So the city of Denver is its own thing. And I'm happy in my little suburban life over here right now. So right now it's working for us.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Would you get, do you have any tattoos is the first question. Ooh. And would you get a tattoo of your mom?
No, but I do have plans to do something. I think I'm definitely getting a tattoo, and it's going to incorporate my mom, definitely.
The way you said that, though, made it seem like you don't have any tattoos. You have tattoos.
I have Who's asking? I thought everyone knew I had tattoos. So yeah, I have a tattoo. It says "Strength and Honor" under my watch here, and then I have a sun on my arm with a cross in it that I got when I was 18. So I'll probably cover that up. And I do want something like maybe up to like if I was wearing a polo shirt that you couldn't see, just kind of like midlife crisis for myself. Something, that I think about my mom every minute of the day, but just to, I don't know, just have something for her. It's meaningful. It's not just a spring break tattoo. So I was thinking about something like that. I was actually thinking the other day, this is like going real crazy, but I think I would like a hand tattoo.
Could you do that being on air?
I don't think that stigma's there anymore. And what am I on the Today Show? It's kind of like.
But what if you didn't get a job on?
I'm not saying I'm getting one. I'm starting up here.
Listen, I think it's cute. I like hand tattoos. I've been wanting to do a finger tattoo.
And not something like classy, Like I think that looks cool. Again, you're right. I'm not in the position, like if something came up, people would be like, what's up with that hand tattoo? I could definitely cover it up with makeup. I don't have any job offers right now to do anything like that. I think on the show that I'm on now,
it doesn't matter.
They don't
even care.
They don't even know if I'm there half the time. But yeah, so I don't think they would care. But I don't have plans to get a hand tattoo at all. But I do think if you do it classy, it could look nice.
You used to want a neck tattoo.
I think that's cool. But I wouldn't get one. But if like it was gone and like if you could put one on for like a year,
yeah,
I'll do one.
I do not have any because I don't know any that I would want permanently that like I would really want. I think it was my mom's 50th maybe. I was like, let's go get tattoos together on our feet and get matching ones. And my mom's like, no, and was freaking out. I bet I could talk her into it now, us getting matching tattoos. But I said something to Jeff and there's this one I saw. It's like two people holding hands together. And on one side, it says LO. And then on the other side, it says VE. And then when the hands are holding, it says love. And I told Jeff, I was like, that's kind of cool. I like that. We should get one. And Jeff's like, which one are we going to be? Low or the?
Yeah. It is kind of weird. Just VE on your thumb.
I know. But if you get it dainty and small, but then again, we both talked about it's probably the curse. And then if one of us has it on our hands, what if we end up divorced?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just a midlife crisis for me, something to think about, because who cares about a tattoo on a almost 50-year-old man?
Yeah, yours is already fading. Your 90s one. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Hopefully not stressing, and hopefully everybody's healthy. Hopefully everybody's healthy in 10 years. That's all I care about. You know what I'd like
to say for that? Where I see myself in 10 years, working for myself and working for us and making it work. You know, having my own thing, not relying on someone else or an opportunity from someone else, having my own thing that I created.
Someone else telling you your worth.
Right.
And someone else telling you what
I'm my own boss, and I could get a neck tattoo, a face tattoo, and run my business without anyone else criticizing me, telling me what to do. Do it more like this when you don't have any idea what I'm doing in the first place.
Right. It's so true, you guys.
That was a little sharp, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes. I know who you're talking to. Who gets annoyed faster? I think it depends on the day, and it depends on our moods.
Who gets annoyed faster?
Mm-hmm.
It swings both ways.
It just depends. If we're tired, if we're stressed, I don't know. It can be me, but then sometimes it can be you. Like if I'm not in the mood, but then also too, when you're tired, you're just like, I'm not really in the mood to hear that right now.
Yeah. I'm more like shut down. You're more like poke the bear. Like you just poke until you get a reaction. And the more I ignore you, the more you poke.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If I get ignored, or you're not fighting with me, I will poke it until you start fighting with me.
Yeah, you do. That's exactly right. And that's why I get pissed.
No, but you're a calm. You're not like you used to be.
No, I'm much more calm.
And then I'm more like how you used to be. And
fiscally responsible.
And I'm more like, rah, like screaming and getting mad.
You're more like something else happens in your day and you take it out on me.
Not all the time.
Sometimes.
No, a lot of times I call you and I vent, and then you take it as me. I'm calling you to vent, and you take it as me lashing out at you. But sometimes it's your comment.
Nick, I feel like this is leading
sometimes
into a fight.
It's your comment.
Let's go to the next question.
Okay. Are you Avalanche fans?
Yeah. Oh, Lawson's in the background. He said, yeah. You know, I'm still a Chicago fan. I love the Bears. They're my number one, but I follow the Cubs. I'll cheer for the White Sox if they're on. So I just like Chicago sports, Bulls, Blackhawks. But in Denver, that's another thing in Colorado. They have a great sports atmosphere. Mm-hmm. You know, they have the Rockies, who aren't that good, but it's always fun to go to a Rockies game. The Avalanche are competing for the cup every year. They just got knocked out. The Broncos look like they're going to be good, so it's a good secondary team. Mm-hmm. So they got a soccer teams here. You know, they got a lot of sports teams here.
Last question, and then we'll move on to our next episode, and y'all can continue listening to our other questions. Is somebody asked if we are ever going to do a live podcast. I had somebody else write this on mine because they said they just moved to Denver, and that
a show.
Yes. I have no problem doing a live podcast. People who do live podcasts, like travel around, like Mel Robbins, Kristen Cavallari's podcast, those are big podcasts with big audiences. I don't know if our podcast is big enough like that, and with the cost of everything lately, flights are ridiculous. I think that might be hard for people. We have no problem making time and doing a podcast live. It's just, where would it be? I mean, we can't do a live podcast if it's like 50 people showing up. People who do live podcasts have like a couple thousand people in the audience.
I don't know. I think you could do a smaller one.
I mean, if it was like in Denver, you could make it more intimate.
At like a comedy store and do it, you know? It's doable.
But you would have to make it more intimate, I think, with the people that you're with, and really have it planned, which again, we're not opposed to it. It's just seeing if people want to travel and where we're going to end up.
Yeah. We wouldn't be opposed to it at all. It's just if the numbers worked with the people setting it up and how I'll like the business side of it. But personally, I would do it.
Yes, I would too. And it's nice meeting people who listen to the podcast and they're like, oh, I'm so-and-so. I write in on YouTube. Mark, hi, not your neighbor Mark here. I love that guy. His comments. He always writes in because I read everybody's comments. And then there's a couple that I don't really like you and you know who you are.
It's probably the same person. But yeah, it does. You know what, too, before we go, it makes us, when we get feedback like live, which I love when we do just podcast live, like on here, just from down here. You guys remember more stuff about us than we remember. And I need to remember that stuff more because after we do like a live and we get feedback and people are like, remember this? I'm like, what are we complaining about? Like, life's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Life's good.
And one other thing I did want to add, people, because Big Brother starts again, people are talking about Big Brother Live. Remember we did those?
Yeah.
We want to do that again, right?
We're definitely shooting to do that.
Yeah.
I know we kind of go up and down with things coming and going and always shit in the works. I hate being that person like that. But yeah, we're definitely shooting to do those lives because we're excited about the new season of Big Brother. It went well last year. We had a good audience for it. You guys tuned in. So we'd love to do that again. Yeah.
Okay. We will continue Big Brother talk because this will lead on to the next because we have a lot of Big Brother questions. So thank you for tuning into this episode. Thank you for sending in your questions to Togethermess. We will see you on the next episode on part 2.
I'm going to go get Jordan a Truly so she's a little bit chipper for the next podcast. So look forward to that.
Good. What are you talking about? Why do you think I'm mad? I'm not mad at all.
The next kicking in.
Oh, I don't have my big hoops in.
All right,
you should wait.